During our recent trip to Penang, we stayed a night at one of Penang's most lauded architectural gems, Cheong Fatt Tze, the Blue Mansion. It begins in the late 19th century when Cheong Fatt Tze aspired to house his descendants in a house that personified majesty and elegance. We'll walk you through this magnificent mansion turned boutique hotel, but nothing is better than staying a night to experience yourself. We walked into the hotel and felt like entering an old traditional Chinese house. Since we have checked in online, it only took a while for the short briefing before she ushered us to our room. Okay. We passed through the main hall, then the courtyard, and felt like traveling back in time to the early 19th century. This is our room. Look, it doesn't look like a typical hotel room. It's an actual bedroom of a 100-year-old Chinese house, converted with some modern amenities. Look at the furniture, the oversized window, and the high ceiling. Look at the bathroom, the basin with separate hot and cold taps, the black and white mosaic floor tiles. Everything is so traditional. We get back to the main hall to greet our friends who visited us. Nowadays, this hall serves as the check-in area for the boutique hotel. Back in the day, it was the former area of the house, and back then, it would have been totally male-dominated. In the old days, the timber screen served as a separator between the visitors and the ladies of the house. Now we enter the courtyard. The cast iron columns themselves were imported from Scotland and brought over on East Indian Company ships. According to the principle of feng shui, the courtyard should not be closed so that nature, gift or qi can enter the house among living quarters. Now that the mansion is also a boutique hotel, so now guests can have the morning breakfast in this courtyard. This afternoon, we invited our friends for an afternoon tea. Now let's go to the upstairs hall to take a look. Well, who is this man Cheong Fatt Tze? Called the Rockefeller of the East, he's a typical migrant Chinese to Malaysia and left home at the age of 16. He went to Batavia, that is the old name of Jakarta, where he worked as a water carrier. Through his hard work and also business acumen, he eventually grew to become one of the most wealthy and politically connected and colorful men of that era in this region. The Indigo Restaurant has a thoroughly crafted dining setting with painted backdrops and ethnic-inspired fabric installations and lanterns. They serve Asian-inspired European classics that continues win over diners. However, since we have other plans, we have to give it a miss this time. Looking into the left and right wings of the mansion, you see the remaining 4 courtyards, 2 on each side. Facing the house, the wing on the right is a masculine wing with dark blue, and The left wing is a feminine wing that's where we stay with a more subtle indigo hue. You see the original Scottish cast iron spiral staircase at the back, winding the way up to the first floor. We had our breakfast just outside our room. It was a quiet morning, and the food was good. We truly enjoy the ambience of this type of dining experience. There are 2 rooms, one upstairs and the other downstairs act as the museums. There are photos from when the mansions were used as home when the creme de la creme of the society would gather there. It is also the room for the collection of clothes and other items found in the house. There are also stories of his favorite wife, number 7. And why number 7? Because Cheong has 8 wives. There are giant posters explaining the restoration work of the mansion, the history of Mr. Cheong himself, his winery, and his connection to Sun Yat-sen. You are not allowed to enter this Oriental Garden unless you are the hotel guest. The Oriental Garden was constructed in 2016, exactly 100 years after Cheong Fatt Tze was laid to rest. Running water features and the elevated pool are the highlights. A perfect place for you to relax in the lazy afternoon and take some nice pictures. There's a casual, laid-back cafe right before the entrance of the mansion, Cafe Mangga. We ordered a couple of drinks, sit in the mango garden before we check out the blue mansion. It's the perfect ending of our stay at the blue mansion. If you have not been here before, I highly recommend booking a night here to experience it yourself. We have a few more videos about our trip to Penang during our week-long holiday, and I'll leave the link to these videos in the description below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Peace.